Hey, how's it going, everybody? I haven't made a video in a little while, and I really want to get uploading this channel again consistently. I've definitely fell off and have been busy in other aspects of my life. Busy, whatever. And I just really want to kind of get into the habit of continuing to upload and continuing to just talk about things that I find interesting or things that I think I want to talk about. I just really want to talk about today, like, just hustle culture and this whole, and turn my truck off so I can concentrate. This whole idea of hustle culture, this whole idea that we see on Instagram, online. I think especially as young men, we're constantly bombarded with, people who have $1 million businesses, people who are making 10K plus a month with side hustles, businesses, whatever, right? And I don't know, I guess my position here and just something that I've been thinking about is like, it's okay to not have a successful business. It's okay to not work, or it's okay to not have, $10,000 a month from a side hustle. But on the other side, like, I'm not against the grind. I'm not against the whole trying to level up your finances, trying to level up socially, the social ladder, the financial ladder, whatever. I'm not against that. I'm not saying you shouldn't do that. It's just like, I just see all these people, man, especially, I think it's like an Instagram thing, right? Where it's like every time I open Instagram, my Instagram is so like entrepreneurial, business oriented that I'm just constantly bombarded with, online coaches who are making $10,000 a month or whatever, right? Or people who have, young men who have $1 million businesses. And it's sickening. And when you're just not in that position and you're constantly getting that feed, it's not even like it's encouraging anymore. It's just more like you just feel terrible. And at that point, I think I'm just at a point where with Instagram, I need to get rid of Instagram. I need to just kind of rewire my whole feed. I need to unfollow so many accounts. Like, I just follow so many people on Instagram that I don't care about. I don't care about any of these people. I don't plan on ever meeting any of these people, yet for some reason I follow them, look at their stories. It's just terrible. It's just terrible, and it's not how it should be. And something that I'm going to do today is start unfollowing a ton of people. I don't care, whatever. But this whole hustle culture, like, it's just, I think that's something that just people don't talk about. It's okay to not just be the most successful person in the room, and I mean, that's another problem with it too, is we have this whole thing where we judge success by money, which I've never been on board with. I'm not saying I've never compared myself to others or judged people's success on money. I have, but I've always known that as a mistake. That's always been a mistake on my part, to deem money as the pre-ultimate way of judging success. And although even in my own life, I want to continue to make more money, I want to continue to invest more, grow wealth, and that's kind of a big part of what my channel has thus been on. Me talking about my portfolio. My portfolio just hit $20,000 as of recently, which I'm super, super proud of. That was a lot of work to get there. But at the same time, I'm not one that really cares about money. I never came from money, and I've always, my friends never really came from money, and I've always just selected my friends and who I've hung out with always based on who they are, right? And not that you can't do that with money. I know I'm kind of speaking off the cuff here. I didn't really come planned for anything here, but I almost like videos like this where I just talk. It's just like, I don't know, man. What am I trying to say? I don't know. It's just, I just think that's something that people don't talk about. It's okay to not be super quote unquote financially successful, but at the same time, it's like there's all this pressure, especially as a young man, in the dating market. And I mean, that's its own video, the dating market. I mean, that's a problem in itself, right? But there's definitely pressure, especially for young men, that you have to have yourself financially, like, you're compared so easily financially to other people especially in the age of social media. And I don't know if it's like this, but this is how it feels. It feels like women, consistently can look on their phones, see men who are traveling the world, see men who have multi-million dollar businesses, even men who just have successful businesses, maybe $10,000 a month, right? And women are constantly seeing this, and it just kind of devalues you as a man if you're not up to that standard. And Instagram is just terrible for that, because it's always showing that 1% of people. It's always showing that small percentage of people. And I think that also kind of screws up the dating market. And I mean, that's a conversation in itself, but there definitely is pressure as young men, to have yourself. And I'm not even talking about like financial security, right? Like, I think of course you should, as men, 100%, we should be able to provide. We should be able to provide. We should have steady income. I think it's good. It's a good thing to try to level up your finances, especially in a world that gets more and more expensive, where there's uncertainty over the horizon. 100%, you should be leveling up your finance, investing your money, whatever, right? You should be doing that, but at the same time, it's just this whole grind, this whole like, oh, I'm grinding every day. And this is where I really want to take this conversation is, I don't talk about this enough, is that, look, God doesn't care how much money you have. God doesn't care about how many real estate properties, rental properties you have. God doesn't care about what your investment portfolio is at, right? God doesn't care about any of those things. And on the flip side of that, if God doesn't exist, then the world is pure nihilism, and none of it matters anyways. And I guess that goes to show why people are so materialistic, because if you don't have Christianity as a worldview, you don't have theism as a grounded worldview, then your whole world just becomes materialism, because this is all it is. This is all it's ever going to be, is the material world. And thus men hold on to it and want to have as much as possible. And I don't know, it's just one of those things where it's like I struggle in my faith or whatever, and I don't want to sit here like I'm some strong believer or anything, because I'm not. Maybe I should be, I want to be, maybe I don't really know. It's an inner conflict, spiritual conflict that I think a lot of us face. But if God does exist, then it doesn't matter. Like, it doesn't matter how much money you have. And some of the greatest men of history, yes, they've conquered nations, they've invented, insane devices, whatever, right? But some of the greatest men of history have had no money at all. Some of the greatest men of all history had nothing. And I think that's something that we've lost in our perspective here in the 21st century, in our material world, is that some of the greatest, most virtuous, some of the best men that we ought to follow have had nothing. And what a contrast that is to now, which is we follow men who have everything, who have millions of dollars, who have thousands of rental properties, whatever, right? All right. I don't know if this is appropriate or not, but I was reading the Bible a little bit today, so I want to bring this up. In Luke chapter 6, I just have to find it where it was here, so just give me a minute. So in this is Luke 6:24. Luke is giving Christ is talking to his disciples, and he's giving warnings, right? And one of the warnings or woes he gives, he says, "But woe to you who are rich, for you have received your consolation." Like, he actually warns people about being rich. And if I may go to another part here in Matthew 19. I don't know if I'm going to read from it exactly, but if you guys remember the story of the rich man, and the rich man asked Jesus Christ, "How do I get into heaven?" And Jesus says, "Whatever, have you kept my commandments, etc., etc." He says, "Yes, Lord, I've done all those things. What else can I do?" And Jesus tells him to sell his possessions. And what does the gospel say? It says that man walked away sorrowful, for he had many things. And I guess that's just the conflict here. It's like, if Christianity is true, if it is, then all this mentality about grinding and wealth and getting rich and possessions, materialism, rental properties, you know, portfolios. It just seems to me that Christ would rather you sell that and to give it to the poor, or to do good with that money, to take that money for almsgiving. You're right, and it's just such a contrast, and I hate that chapter, if I'm just being honest, because I want to have money. I do. I want to have money. I want to do things like travel the world. And not to say I can't do those things too. It's just, it's a tough pill to swallow. It really is. And at the end of the day, I mean, it's just true. It's God will not care about your possessions. He's not going to care about how much money you made in your businesses. He's not going to care. Oh, whatever. I'm just outside the gym here. So we're going to go in soon. I'll wrap this up. But yeah, let me know what you guys think. Do you guys think this whole grind culture, the whole like on the grind, grinding every day, Nipsey Hussle, grinding all my life, it's like, I don't know. At the same time, it's gay and stupid, you know? It's like, it doesn't even matter. It doesn't even matter. You know, as men, we should be financially stable. We should be able to provide. And maybe I'll go as far to say we should try to make more money. Maybe. I don't even know. That's kind of like where I get kind of gray area. But I'm going to continue to do so. I'm going to continue to make more money. But I think with that comes that you should still be doing almsgiving. And I mean, even myself, I don't give enough. I don't give enough. It doesn't matter that I might be paycheck to paycheck. I still don't give enough. You know, God knows how many times someone on the street has asked me for help and I've said no. Right? So yeah, anyways, not really much more to say here. I just wanted to rant about that. I need to go to church tomorrow. I haven't been to church in a long time. I want to go tomorrow. We'll see if we do go. Might try to talk a little bit more about Christianity on this channel because I do find it very interesting. And it's been an internal struggle spiritually for a long time. And if I don't cut this video off, I think I'm just going to repeat myself and go in circles. But anyways, guys, thanks for watching. Subscribe, don't subscribe. I don't really know, whatever. I'll see you guys in the next video.